guys, it's Katie again. So currently it is 3 in the morning. So I decided I was going to do a get ready with me for the Explorers post. So the first thing I do is my hair. Next I just do my makeup, which I will show you guys how I do that. Hi y'all, it's Katie. So I'm currently being really quiet because it's 3 in the morning and not everybody's awake yet. I'm currently actually going to be getting ready for a ride along, and I figured to take you guys along with the process with me. So currently I did my hair last night, but I need to fix my bangs and regel them back, and then so far I've just basically put on my black undershirt. I'll show you this there. I put on a black undershirt with my BDU tan pants and my ballistic vest. Next thing I really do is I will put on my sheriff's shirt that goes over my vest, and then I am going to be doing my makeup, which I'll show you guys what it looks like when I've done with the process. So basically this is what it looks like together without my actual, so this is what the outfit looks like so far together without my actual polo on. I will put that polo on after I do my makeup because it is not done yet. So I'll show you guys that when I'm done. So basically for my makeup, I just do a shimmer coat of like a peachy or a more skin natural tone and a little bit of concealer, obviously. I do my hair in a tactical bun, basically, and then this is my undershirt. Goes over top of my ballistic vest. I have a plain black shirt underneath of that with my tan BDU pants. I am going to go ahead and put on my polo shirt and my belt. And then I will show you that when that is finished. So basically this is the uniform with my polo shirt. We have our badge and our 2 patches that say Sheriff's Explorer with our local town on it. Every local town or local department that we're a member of. Next is basically my duty belt and my normal belt. So I put this on as like an underbelt to attach my belt holders to it, and then I put this up. So I'll get up to you in that. So I figured I'd just show how this works really quick. So on this belt, it's just you clip these 2 pieces together in front of the other belt, and it can be kind of a pain sometimes with all of your other stuff on it. So we as explorers do not have to wear a gun holster for ride-alongs. We just have these 2 cases here, which I try to keep situated more towards my back so that I can just grab like my handcuffs or whatever I need at that point and go. So it's a lot simpler. And then we have these, which are a lifesaver. So instead of your belt coming off while you're on duty, you can just go ahead and clip these things together. And they basically clip on like this. I also have this thing here. Just gonna clip up. This one's a little bit harder to fasten because it is over 2 layers of belt. So what I'm going to tend to do is, if I can't get that on, I'm gonna bring it a little bit further back. So I figured while I'm doing this, I'll answer a few questions that I have gotten more recently of. So one of your guys' big questions lately has been, what is it like to be a female in your program? So being a female in my program, I feel it's amazing. I don't really get treated any different than the guys. Everyone there is super fair. That it's just amazing to work in. Yes, it can be very controversial for some situations like school, different things like that. But I feel the program works very well with us, and they don't leave us out of anything because of the fact we're female. I have done training with mostly all guys. I don't really, unless we're doing pat downs, that's the point, hey, can you work with another female, because it is a controversial thing and we don't want it to become an issue. So other than that, we do basically everything they do. Even with pat downs, I've done pat downs on guys multiple times. Just it's easier to have a female officer, or in my case an explorer, pat down another female because of controversial issues and just things like that. So just out of respect for that female in general. So this is basically the fit. That is what it looks like. So on my belts currently, I've got my keys, things like that on this one. I don't have handcuffs on this one, I just have a key and a mask in here. And back here, on the back side of my belt, I have gloves, just a couple pairs of those. And then on this side, I've just got my handcuffs preloaded. And then me being as new as I am to the program, I do not currently have my flashlight holster, so I just put my flashlight in one of my side pockets or whatever I have for that day, so it's just in my pocket. Another thing with being in this program, we tend to do a lot of, when we go on our ride-alongs, so I didn't really explain this, I realized. So we ride with our local sheriff's department as basically another set of eyes to just watch, learn, and to learn this career. And so I ride out in a township outside, other than mine. I don't ride in my township that I live in. I've got a lot of questions about what exactly we do. So we are trained to do paperwork. Some of us are. I don't know how all the officers work with that. We go on calls and just watch and learn how to deal with that type of situation. We learn how to talk over the radios, just different things like that in general, just basic stuff that you would learn as a recruit. So in my situation, you guys asked me, how did you find out about the program? How did you get involved? So I found out through a deputy who worked at an academy that I went to when I was younger. I think it was my freshman year. It was my freshman summer. It was the summer of my freshman year. I went to an academy, and she worked there and told me a little bit about this program. And another deputy, it was an officer with that worked for the town of that I live in, and she told me a little bit about the fire cadet program. And I also have a cousin who's in fire and law enforcement who kind of pushed me more to join these programs. I didn't think that I could go into law enforcement or be a cop, and while I've been to the program, it has taught me so much more than what I thought it had. And my potential as an officer and a firefighter So currently I'm 17. I can start fire academy next year when I'm 18. But I cannot start police academy until I'm 21. So we'll eventually do that once I'm of age and I graduate my program. My hope is to go to the Mid-Michigan Police Academy. I've heard their programs are really good. I've had many officers recommend that's where I go through. Another thing I recommend is, so for this program, I had a lot of people ask, like, physically demanding. So I'm yet to do, like, a full PT day. I've done PT for, like, wrong uniforms, missing work, things like that. But I would recommend being physically fit, knowing how to do push-ups. Flutter kicks is another one we get a lot, or scissor kicks. I don't know what you all call it. I would recommend just being physically able to do workouts. Another thing is, I get a lot of questions about what is the policy with females' makeup and piercings. So I have multiple piercings. I used to have nose piercings, and I currently have 3 piercings in my ear. So I can wear one set of studs in each ear. So I just take all mine out. It's a lot easier. And can we wear makeup? Yes, we can wear makeup, but it has to look really professional. So basically, I just do my eyebrows, my eyelashes, and then a little bit of eyeshadow, or not. I have a little bit of cover up on to cover my acne. So another thing is uniforms. My uniform, we all have men's uniforms. So this is a men's medium. It's a little big on me, as you can tell, but it helps having the bulletproof vest. So mine's an extra small because of my size, but they're not that bad. Your duty belt's not very heavy because there's not much on it. I think, so my boots, I do not currently have those on, but I'll show you when I have that all. And I'll video a little bit while I'm on my ride along if I can. Another great question that I have gotten so much of is, how do you deal with some of the calls, being so young and seeing some of the things you see? So I feel the best way to deal with difficult calls or situations is to just talk to another member of the department, or someone who just understands you as well. You have to understand that you have to follow HIPAA. You cannot give names of suspects or victims, which is completely understandable. You always want to respect those rights of the people. So I would highly recommend you just talk to somebody else who is familiar with the situation and get their input on it. I've dealt with I've seen a lot of things being in both these programs. I've talked to a counselor about it at one point. It helps. Just know you have a big we're all one big family, and we're all here to help you or help each other through it. Another great question that I got that I absolutely loved. So, with being in high school, I have got a lot of questions about. So, like I was saying, I get a lot of questions about how does the program work with you still being in high school? How do they work around your schedule? Things like that. So we do meetings on every other Sunday, and then you have one right along a month. So I tend to like to do a Sunday 6 to 6, or I used to do Wednesdays from 11 to 11, a switch shift, but I am currently doing cheerleading on Wednesday, so I'm not able, or cheerleading, weightlifting on Wednesday, so I'm not able to do them anymore. I don't mind doing Wednesdays, the Sundays. The officers on this shift are amazing. I love them. I'm still able to work out of the same township because they do have officers on a 6 to 6 shift. So I do get to do a 12-hour shift with the sheriff's department. We just can't be out any later than 11 because of my age, obviously, and still being in high school. When I turn 18 and I'll be finished with high school when I'm 17. But when I turn 18, I'm able to do 12 hours from, 6 at night, 11 at night or 6 at night to 6 at night, 11 at night to 6 or 11 in the morning as well. We do go by military time, so 6 would be 1,800 hours for me. I much prefer doing night shifts, but I can't do 12 hours, so it's a lot more harder, so that's why I like to do 11 to 11, but with cheerleading and not being summer yet, I'm not able to do that. Another really cool thing is we get to do security at the basketball games and at the fair, or not the basketball games, the football games and the fair, which is really cool. So this is my first year being able to do it, because last year I joined really late in the summer, and wasn't able just to get into it yet, and I couldn't do the football games with me being a cheerleader. So I'm gonna try to work my schedule around cheer and be able to work the football games, which I feel would be really fun and just a good thing to do in general. Another question is, do people in my school know that I do law enforcement programs? Some people do know. I don't yell it out there because I do go to a school that has a lot of issues with law enforcement and just things like that in general. I don't try to flaunt it too much because I don't upset people or make people mad. Another question is, how does my family feel about it? So I have 2 out of my 16 siblings that want to go into law enforcement. My parents, I'm not really sure what their opinion on it is. I mean, they support me 100% doing this, and going into the career that I want to go into. My grandparents are super supportive and just amazing with that. I do have some family, though, that does have more of a criminal background and is not okay with it. So there's that issue, but it's not. I mean, I don't have very many people that aren't supportive of it. I've had family that's just like, hey, I don't want to be part of you because of it, but it just shows who's really there for you and who's not. I mean, my friends are 100% supportive. I've only had one person just not want to be around me because of that law enforcement program. Another question I get a lot of is, what career are you actually trying to go into? So I eventually want to go into public safety, or just stay where I am currently with the sheriff's department and the fire department that I'm with. I'm not sure yet. I know I possibly want to eventually go into public safety and get with a special assignment of canine. So my dream job is to eventually do fire, police, and work in canine all at the same time, which isn't for all people. It takes a lot of determination and passion to put forward towards that, and it takes a lot of time, and it's a really demanding career. I spoke to a lot of canine officers and things like that about the career, and they highly recommend it if you have that drive and passion to be in canine. Though you don't want to have just a pet to cuddle with. You have to understand that is a working dog, and just different things like that, which I've always wanted to work canine. So another thing is, what is my motivation for law enforcement? So my motivation for me is my cousin. Growing up, I didn't have a very stable home. I didn't have parents that were stable for me. So I actually have been adopted by my mom and dad now, my aunt and uncle. So my cousin was the only one in my family after my grandmother had passed away that was really just a good person who was out there to help the community. And he was in law enforcement. It was something that I had been interested in learning about since I was younger because of him. And I had finally found these programs, and they had been recommended to me by my cousins and family and just some friends and stuff. And when I got into them and I talked to him a little bit more about what he does, and just knowing that he was out there to help the community while the rest of them were sitting, just they were making, they every time law enforcement got called out, they had to come out, and they were just such amazing people to us. And I just felt that that was something I like didn't think I could do it because I had never met a female officer until my 9th grade year of my freshman summer, when I went to this academy, and I realized, like, hey, I can go into law enforcement. There is females in this career field. So that pushed me a lot more into doing what I'm doing now. Another question, is there programs at schools that you can do? So we have a program through our local career center called Law Enforcement. It's just basically police training. I don't do it. I'm actually signed up now for my senior year to do firefighting and EMS, to get my EMS 1 and 2, or my EMS license and my firefighter 1 and 2, which I've heard is a really good program. I have a couple friends who do it. We do have school officers that you can speak to about the career. Our school officers are really cool and sweet. They help us a lot. If they realize that one of us is struggling with something, they'll call us up to the office and help us, or help us learn how to do our reports. Or currently I'm doing a resume where I have to apply for I have all my credits and my credentials, everything, to apply for a position over at the department that I want to go through. And an officer that works at that department, he also is a safety officer now, called me up to the office, and he went through my resume and showed me, like, hey, this is what they look for when you were applying, like, this is what we want to see. So it's really helpful. It's a lot of fun. I personally absolutely love every part of what I do. I just feel that it's super amazing to be able to do this. So I'm going to put my boots on, and get my hat, and then I'll be ready for the day. So currently it is 5 in the morning, and I am getting ready to go wake my mom up to take me to my ride-along. This is the full outfit. So these boots right here are 511s. Just my association hat my grandpa got me. And then as well I have a jacket with these logos. So yeah, that's it. I will get back to you guys when I get there. Bye. So it's going to update you guys that I'm here and getting ready for my ride along. Currently just got